Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Deja Monique and I give out advice and tips on how you can become the best version of yourself. So let's go ahead and get in. As you can tell by the video, we are going to be talking about things that I've learned in my 20s. Now I am 26 years old and I have learned a lot. And I could go on. I mean on and on and on. But the thing is I like to make my videos kind of short, not too long. I don't really like to, I was gonna say I don't like to talk for forever, but I could probably talk for forever. But at the same time, I don't wanna put y'all into all of that and have y'all sitting there waiting. So we're just gonna name a couple of things that I've learned in my 26 years of life. Basically, my 26 years of life. So yeah, let me get comfortable. All right, one thing is people are not always going to apologize, okay? It is what it is. People have a lot of pride built up in themselves and they would rather just not take accountability and not apologize for the things that they've done wrong. So it's kind of just best for you to move on and forgive them. Even if they don't apologize, forgive them. If they do apologize, forgive them. Move on. People are just ignorant. Okay, that's all I can say. People are ignorant. They're not going to say sorry. There's nothing that you can do about it. It is what it is. All right, moving on. If something feels wrong, leave. Okay, whether you're in a place and you get a bad vibe to like what's going on, you know it's making you feel uncomfortable, leave. If you're in a friendship with someone and they're giving you bad vibes, leave. If you're in a relationship with someone and you see red flag after red flag after red flag after red flag, leave, okay? Like I said before, some people are not gonna change. It's best for you to just get out while you can. And then if you're in a place, like if you go to a party, if you're going to a club, and you can just sense bad energy, 1010% is God letting you know that it's not the place for you. 9 times out of 10, something is going to happen, and God is giving you a warning to get out while you can, okay? So like I've seen so many or read or watched so many videos where people are like, oh, I've been in the club and I got this bad sense and I left, and then 10 minutes later it got shot up. 10 minutes later there was a fight that broke out and they got to shooting, and you know, there's things like that, okay? So I'm telling you now, if you get a sense of bad energy wherever you are, whoever you're with, and you get that energy, you get that bad feeling, you get those red flags, get out, okay? Get out. Especially when it comes down to relationships. I'm telling you right now, if you sense a red flag when you're with someone, don't be like, oh no, he's not gonna change. I'm telling you right now, he's not gonna change. He's not gonna change. So leave him, okay? Don't try to make no one change. Keep your standards high, keep them up there, and if they're not cutting it, cut them loose. All right, moving on. All right, so remember that you can control yourself. You can't control everybody else. That's the one thing that I haven't realized, because I would try so badly to control the narrative of someone else's life, not in like a toxic way. However, it was more of like, I want the best for them, so I'm going to do what I can to help them be the best version of themselves. And in reality, that person isn't wanting to change. They like to stay the way that they are. Even if they're not going to grow or get anywhere, I can't do nothing about it. Just like I said before, people aren't going to apologize. You can be upset, be hurt, be angry towards that person, but at the end of the day, if they're not going to take accountability for themselves and step up and apologize, they're not going to have a conversation with you like the adult thing to do, they're not ever going to do that. I mean, you can't force them to do that. No matter how upset you are, no matter how much anger you have towards them, like I said, it's best for you to just forgive them and move on. All right, you can control whether or not you're going to allow that anger to continue to build up and you have hate for them, or you are going to control whether or not you're going to let everything go. All right, remember that holding on to something and having hate for someone is a sin. Okay, like just not forgiving someone, that's a sin. All right, God forgives you for the things that you have done. Forgive those people for the things they've done. I've had to learn that. I've had to go in prayer and just forgive people, because I know they're not ever going to come to me and have a conversation and like straight to face have a conversation like, hey, I'm so sorry for what I've done. It's never going to happen. All right, if past 4 or 3 years, I'm never going to get that apology. And that's okay, because I've forgiven them in my heart. I've let it go. All right, so it's best for you to let it go. Stop trying to change people. What is that saying? You can't lead a horse to water and make it drink. Or you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink the water. Thing is, something that I've learned and had to really like follow through with it is okay to say no. It's okay to say yes. Saying no isn't selfish. Saying yes is really a decision that you need to make. All right. And that factors into so much in life. Rather is you leaving your house. Rather is you hanging out with certain people. Rather it's you taking on more tasks than you can truly handle. If you know you can't take on another big task, say no. It is okay. Be selfish. No, I feel like selfish has been put into such a negative aspect, when at the same time I feel like it's okay to be selfish sometimes. All right, and that's something that I teach my kids, because say they're playing at the park, another kid wants to play with their toy. They don't have to share if they don't want to. All right, now if they do feel obligated to share their toy, I'm happy for them. But if they don't want to share, they do not have to share. You as an adult, if one of your coworkers come up to you, hey, can I have some cookies? After you know you bought those cookies solely for you. You don't have to give your coworker cookies. Okay, you don't have to share. You as an adult don't have to share, so why should kids? That's a whole nother topic. Don't even want to dive into it, okay? But at the same time, it's okay to say no. Be selfish. And it's also okay to say yes. If you feel like you can juggle all of these different tasks, and you know for a fact that you can get it together, and just if you know that you can handle it, say yes. But if you know you can't, say no. I know that if I'm already overwhelmed, I'm not going to take on more tasks than I should. I'm going to say no, I can't. I'm sorry. You don't even have to apologize. Hey, no, I already have a lot on my plate right now, but say you need, like next week, say you need help. I should be able to handle all of the tasks that I have now. I can get back to you. You don't have to apologize for saying no. That's another thing that I have to work on with myself. You don't have to apologize. All right? You don't have to apologize for being selfish. All right? Remember, it's okay to say no, and it's also okay to say yes. It just depends on you. But don't be afraid to say no. All right? Another thing is your past can't be changed. Okay? Whatever happened in your past, let it be in your past. You can't fix it. You can't go back in time and fix it. Okay? And that's another thing that I've had to tell myself time and time again. I can't change the past. It's already happened. But what I can do is put myself in a position that when my future comes, or how can I say this? What I can do is put myself in a position, get myself ready for, say, if that same situation happens again, I know how to take it on. All right? I know how to handle it in the future. I know how to handle a lot more in the future. All right? Things happen in your past. I call them learned lessons. Whether it's relationships, or whether it's a job, whether it's friendship, or whether it's just me mentally, physically, or spiritually, financially, I know how to now handle it in the future because it's a learned lesson. All right, I can't change it, so why not learn from it? Why not learn sit down, visualize what happened, how I can fix it. And so that way in the future, say I run up on that situation again, I know how to now deal with it and I can conquer it. I can overcome it. I can accomplish whatever the case may be. Just know that you can't fix the past. Learn from it. All right. Remember, this one is a doozy. Okay. Your failure does not really determine your potential or your value. So I recorded this one video and I did it the other night because I wanted to upload it today on Wednesday because I want to be more consistent. So I had it, and in that video I talked about just some things that have gone into my past, that have happened into my past, and how I want to see life forward. And I kind of just felt like a failure, and I was just really opening up and I was venting. And I don't know, by the time you either see this video, I probably either have posted it or I'm still contemplating about posting it. I don't know. But in that, I really sat down and I thought, like, because I haven't made it to where I want to be does not mean that I'm less of the woman that I am. It does not mean I'm less of the mother that I am. It does not mean that you are less of the person that you are because of the simple fact that you didn't get the job, okay? Or you didn't get approved for the house. You didn't get approved for the car. You didn't get, or you're not where you want to be. That does not mean that you don't have the potential to be where you are. That does not mean you don't have the value to be where you are. So this doesn't have anything to do with the video, but I'm reminiscing on the fact that I wanted to get out of the job that I was in months ago. Wanted to get out of it so bad. And there was another job that another coworker had gone to, making a lot more money. They were doing things that I already knew how to do, that I've already been trained to do, that I already have been certified to do. I know how to handle it. I know it like the back of my hand. Okay, I was more than qualified. Am I being cocky right now? No. But just, I was very certified, okay? Very certified for the position. Went in there and I tell you, I aced that interview. Aced the interview. I didn't get the job. And I didn't take that as in like, dang, what's wrong with me? You know, I didn't take that and like, oh my God, what did I do wrong? Why did I need, no. I looked at it and I'm like, okay. I had to take that as like a fail, but I also had to take that in like, God didn't want me to go to that job for a reason. Okay, there's another job out there that would be the right fit for me. I'll be able to tackle my daily not daily chores, but like my daily to-do things, like my daily to-do. I'll be able to handle that and also be a mother and also do everything that I need to do, okay? And I didn't take that again as like a why me. I took that in like a learned lesson. And then come to find out it was really like a big, huge red flag. Like that job wouldn't have been it, okay? And I would have never if I would have fought to get that job because I was so qualified, I wouldn't be in the job that I am now, where I'm able to have my summers off, Christmas off, Thanksgiving break, spring break, fall break. You know, I'm in the school system, if that makes sense. I'm in the school system, so I'm off when my kids are off. I'm not having to go out and find a babysitter like I would have had to do at that other job. I'm not having to drive 45 minutes down the road and spend all this money on gas when I'm literally driving 10 minutes up the road. My kids are happy where they are. You know, my mom is with my son at the school. My daughter is fine. It worked out in my favor. So I didn't look at that job and think that because at that job as if, yeah, it kind of hurt because I was so ready to leave the job that I was at. And I was like, dang, you know, I was qualified for it. I knew I could have got that job. I didn't look at it like that. I looked at it like, God had a purpose. And all of my potential, my value is being put forth this other job that I have. And I absolutely love it, okay? So never look at a failure as if you are not the right fit for it. Never look at a failure as if you don't matter and your values aren't there and you don't have the potential for it, because you probably did have the potential for it. You have all of the potential, but at the same time is that God is putting you in a place to where you need to be, and if that's not for you, it's not for you. Okay, you have to really look at it as like, it is what it is. Moving on. Last but not least, the one thing that I really had to take into consideration, learning, growing, being the age that I am now, do not gossip. Okay, and you're probably just like, gossip? What? I mean, any types of gossip. Any types of gossip, okay? Because, and I say that because you need to take you not gossiping and also you being a very private, quiet person into consideration as you get older, because not everybody out there is to be your friend, and I learned that the hard way. Everybody doesn't want to be your friend. Some people only come up to gossip with you just so they can hear what you have to say, so they can go back and tell so-and-so. All right, but if you learn to sit and shut up and not even take part in the gossiping, they don't have nothing to say. They can't say nothing. All right, they can't go back to so-and-so and be like, oh, she said this, that, and the third. She can't. They can't, because you didn't say anything. For instance, I had a coworker, and at first I was like, oh, hi, yeah, you know, we had a conversation. Then I found out later on that I wouldn't say she was out to get me, but it wasn't. It was just bad vibes. It was red flag, okay? It was a huge red flag. So I was like, bet. I took my, hi, how are you, to a, hello, how are you? Okay, cool. Or it was a hi, and I kept moving. Stop conversation right then and there. And so then I had another coworker come up to me, she was new, and she was like, oh, how do you feel about so-and-so? Oh, you're not gonna get me? You're not gonna get me. So I was like, it's a hi and a bye kind of, you know, I don't really know the girl. It was just always a hi and a bye, you know, like the regular conversation. And then I changed the subject. I didn't talk bad about her, even though I knew how the woman really was. I didn't talk bad about her, because where gossiping with this new coworker gonna get me? For her to go back and tell the woman like, oh, she was talking about you, that just stirs up drama. And as you get older, drama isn't it. It's not cute, it's not okay. It's ugly, all right? So don't gossip, all right? So if someone tries to come up to you, change the subject. If you can't say the subject, tell them you gotta go. So yeah, thank you for everybody tuned in. I hope I was able to help someone learn more about what you can and cannot do in your 20s. Your 20s is a fun, stressful year, okay? I'll take that back. Your 20s are a fun, learning years. Your 20s are fun learning years, okay? Yeah, I hope that makes sense. But thank you again for everyone that tuned in. I hope I was able to help someone. And I'll talk to you guys in my next video.